Front Stoop, what's poppin' with you? It's your boy. We got some sad news to bring to you today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty sure you've seen the title cover. And unfortunately, according to TMZ, DMX has overdosed, ladies and gentlemen. And he's in the hospital. Let's take a look at what TMZ reports. According to TMZ, DMX suffered an overdose Friday night and is currently in the hospital. And the prognosis is not good. Sources close to the rapper tell TMZ the OD occurred at his home at around 11 p.m. And our sources say the overdose triggered a heart attack. Not our sources, but TMZ sources. DMX was rushed to the hospital in White Plains, New York, and is in the critical care unit. TMZ was told he has some brain activity. Another source says he's in a vegetative state, and doctors have cautioned that he may not make it. TMZ also reported that over the years, DMX, who's the cornerstone of the Rough Riders label, we all know this, he's battled substance abuse, and he's been to rehab several times. His last rehab stint was back in 2019, and it came after he completed a 12-month sentence for tax evasion. At the time, TMZ was told that DMX hadn't relapsed, but checked himself into rehab out of fear that he might again, as he felt temptations to use were creeping up on him. DMX made his return to the stage following rehab in 2019, in December of 2019, when he did a show in Las Vegas. He was chatted up, taking photos, and of course we seen DMX with Snoop at a versus battle. It seemed like he was getting better. Seemed like X was going to be okay. Swiss Beats took him in, said he was, they were working out, they were exercising, all that stuff, and we thought DMX was going to be okay. And we're praying for DMX, and we're praying for his family. We're going to bring some people into the chat to have a quick discussion, talk about DMX and talk about addiction, right? Because substance abuse, addiction is a disease that killing so many of our people. And it's not easy to recover from. I've worked in a substance abuse facility for a number of years, and I've watched many people come in and out, and deteriorate. Each time they return to the facility, they continue to deteriorate. But let's talk about DMX. I got Josh with me. I got Savvy with me. And we'll have this discussion, and then we're going to invite some other people into the YouTube chat, into the video chat. So just, stay patient, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get you in. I want to look at a video where DMX talks about how he first became addicted. Get some initial reactions, though. Savvy, initial reactions, man. What are your initial thoughts? Can't hear you, Savvy. We can't hear you, Savvy. Josh, I'll come to you. What are your initial thoughts, man?
Just sadness. We've seen DMX, in a lot of videos lately, versus battles, music videos, after we haven't seen him in a long time. And it's just really sad to think that one of our, legends is going through a time of trouble. Addiction is nothing to play with. This is no joke. This is a serious problem in America. You know what I mean? Black, white, Chinese, it doesn't matter who you are, or where you come from, or your background. Addiction is no joke, and it can affect any one of us or our family members. So I just, it's just really sad, and I'm just praying that he's able to recover and pull through and to get back to normal health.
Yeah. Savvy?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
First of all, I hope he wakes up. I hope he shakes it off. I hope that he's not in the clutches right now, and that we see him standing, speaking, and being alive again. But that's what I want to lead with. That's my first wish. I wanna just say, like Josh said, he's going through this really rough and dangerous time, and I wish that he could have found some kind of relief at some point in time in his life, because it seems like for most of the time I've been alive, he has been trying to get right, and we're just going back to some words he had to say on some platforms that told some of his story, and you were talking about some stuff that you learned in the Rough Riders documentary. And it seems like he never really had a clean, fair shot at leading a healthy and stable life where he would not constantly have to be at odds with his own urges, at odds with his environment, at odds with the people around him who might actually love him but not understand the ways that they hurt him, and vice versa.
Yeah.
And I just wonder, like, man, like, what would it take for him to just be okay? That's the big mystery. That's how we're trying to crack the code for everybody who suffers with addiction. What is going to be the thing? What does it have to be to get this person right? Because I don't want to believe that it's an irreversible problem.
Here's the thing. Once you suffer with addiction, you suffer with addiction for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That's it. For the rest of your life. And every single day that you wake up is a battle. You got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, what am I going to do today to make sure that I don't use today? You can't look at tomorrow. You can't look at the next day. You can't look at Saturday or Sunday. It's today. What am I going to do right now? It's this hour. It's this minute. It's a constant battle every day. Because many people that are dealing with addiction, they suffer from these demons, that may not even have started with them. It started with someone else sometimes, and things that were done to them that lower their self-esteem, that brought pain into their life, and now they're figuring out the best vice that they can to get away from that pain. I'm not saying that, some people haven't brought it upon themselves. Some people have. Some people did not. And they're trying to figure out the best way to get rid of this pain, because the pain doesn't go away. As a matter of fact, when you use and then you come down off of your high, the pain is worse. Right? And so now, guess what? You use again to get rid of that pain. Mm-hmm. Because the pain is worse. And many times when people, go into a rehab program and they come out clean, now they've got to deal in real life without the drugs. They've got to deal with all the pain that has been inflicted upon them, plus the pain that they've inflicted upon others. They've got to start to make amends to people. Some people don't want to hear it. Some people will gladly accept your apology and help you to get better. But that guilt is still on your chest. And the way that they get rid of that guilt is to apologize, to make amends. And, they're taught once you make that apology, you did your part to move forward. How that person feels, you can't control. But the reality is you're still human. And if you did something bad to someone that you love and that person does not accept your apology, you're still going to feel that pain in your heart. Right? And so part of one of the keys is to learn new coping mechanisms. right? How do I cope with the pain? How do I cope with the stress? Right? What coping mechanisms can I make part of my life that will keep me away from using, because using is easy. It's easy for me to go and get something that's going to take my mind away from all of the stresses of life. DMX struggled with that his entire life. From the time that he was very young. Sorry, Zab. From the time that he was very young, if you go and you look at the Rough Riders Chronicles that was on BET, he explains his life and the turmoil that he's had throughout his life from the time that he was very young, and he had to spend the summer basically in his room. Right, he was on punishment. I don't remember the exact story, but I believe he was on punishment, and he spent the summer in his room. And this is when he really started writing and using his imagination to escape his room. Right, because he was kind of locked in his room for the entire summer. He said his mother brought him to Baltimore, dropped him off. He didn't know what was happening. She brought him to Baltimore and dropped him off at an institution. So while they're there, they're going through the interview process and this and that. And then she's like, bye. And he's like, what do you mean, bye? And she left him there. That's pain. That's rejection that you may never get over. And then he goes on to explain, as he comes back from this institution, how and where he started to use drugs and how he became addicted. Right? And you can only imagine that hole that he had in his heart from the abuses that he took before he went to the institution, and then being left at the institution from somebody that he loves and he trusts and who is his protector. There's a hole in your heart now. What's going to fill it? How's it get filled? I want you to listen to this clip. This is from the video is courtesy of Up Rocks from the People's Party with Talib Kweli. It was put out back in November 2020, where DMX explains, how he became addicted. And after this, Savvy, I'm gonna come back to you because I know you had some things that you wanted to say, and then we'll let some people in the chat and bring on this conversation. We'll take some phone calls as well. All right, 516-405-2246. But let's listen to DMX in this video. It's about two minutes long, two and a half minutes long, and then we'll get to it. Real painful to watch. I advise you to go check out the rest of that video. It's on Up Rocks, the People's Party with Talib Kweli. Savvy,
14 years old, right? I want to preface this. I saw a tweet online. There was this guy who was an addict. He had been clean for like a long time, and then he tweeted like right the day that he relapsed, and he said how long he'd been clean for, and he apologized for the people that loved him, and to the people that loved him for letting them down, to himself for letting himself down. And I remember taking away from his message that you could have a streak that goes over a decade of being clean, and you get that one real bad one, a real bad day, a real bad hour, a real bad minute, and then it could all just reset, bam, square one again. And like he was 14 years old, right? how was he supposed to get out of this one? Like where was his fair shot at getting out of this one? You feel me? Like, even if he had done everything perfect for years and years, he would still have been in danger day by day, minute by minute of falling back into it. And now we see him probably, well, undoubtedly in the worst condition he's ever been. Hoping desperately that he manages to escape with his life and his mental fortitude this time. And even then, the battle is just beginning again for him.
Just beginning. That's right. That's right. And the thing is, it's not even, you know, like you said, you know, he's 14 years old. Where's he go? What's he do now? And he's got this hole in his heart, right? 7 years old. Institution. In and out of institutions from 7 years old, from 7 to 14. Right? And you got this pain that you're like, who wants me? Who loves me? Well, you know, why am I the one that's not loved? And you're trying to find his way to escape. And this gives you this, you smoke this blunt laced and it takes you away. Now you're like, damn, I found how I can feel this hole, how I can feel this pain. And then, you know, the life that he was living, you heard what he just said, right? I'm 14 years old now, you know, we had just did a robbery. And so this is the life that he's living. So, you know, what you heard in his music was not a fabrication, was not a story. It was his life for real. And you heard all of the pain in his music. You heard it all. The demons. You heard, he talked about the demons all the time, and he could never escape these demons in his life. You know, the pain that he suffered from a young age all the way up till today. And some of it is pain that he brought upon himself from things that he did to others because of the lifestyle that he lived. But then, of course, you know, there was pain that was already on his heart that led him to that lifestyle. And, you know, we just hope that he can, you know, that he can battle and he can pull through. Again, I'm going to get to you in a second, Isaiah. For those who may not know or just joining us, according to TMZ, ladies and gentlemen, DMX suffered an overdose Friday night and is currently in the hospital, and the prognosis is not good. Sources close to the rapper tell TMZ the OD occurred at his home at around 11 p.m., and TMZ's sources say the overdose triggered a heart attack. DMX was rushed to the hospital in White Plains, New York. He's in the critical care unit. TMZ is told that he has some brain activity, and another source says that he's in a vegetative state. And doctors have cautioned that he may not make it. Isaiah?
What's going on, Savvy, Josh? You know what's crazy, Sim? We were literally talking last night. And me, you, and Gamma were just talking last night about, when you going to do another Front Stoop? And you was just like, it's been crazy, it's been busy, I don't even know. And it really hurts that you have to do a Front Stoop today.
Yeah.
I'm not happy that you're doing a Front Stoop because it's crazy. Sim. I found out I was excited today. You know, Knicks played today. I'm about to watch Cameron on Drink Champs. You know, I get on the interview with Cameron on Drink Champs. Next thing I'm looking in the comments. People like DMX, RP DMX, or DMX not doing. I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm thinking they trolling. Cause I'm like, that's random. Like DMX out of nowhere. So I just Googled DMX. I'm like, oh man. You start seeing everything. You just seeing like he overdosed and he had a heart attack and He's in a vegetative state. Then you see reports no brain activity, brain activity. You see all these things, and it's just like it's crazy, man. I don't think a lot of these kids know, son, just who DMX was.
Yeah.
You know, like I
Right.
really don't understand. And it's crazy for me to say that because I'm 27, but
Yeah. Well,
like I remember like being in like elementary school listening to DMX and feeling you just you literally got to see the movement from like 98 to like from 98 to like 05, 06. You seen that movement with DMX. He was one of the top ones. And I'm not
yeah. Well, listen, you know, like Isaiah said, a lot of people don't know. But let me tell you a little bit about X. 1998, It's Dark and Hell is Hot. Released May 12th, 1998, that is, on Def Jam. 4 times platinum. Number 1 on the U.S. charts. In 1998, December 22nd, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. Again, released on Def Jam. 3 times platinum. 2 albums in 1 year, ladies and gentlemen. 2 albums within 7 months of each other. 4 times platinum, 3 times platinum.
Only him and Tupac.
Right.
Only him and Tupac.
1999, December 21st, 1 year later, 1999. And then there was X. 5 times platinum. Number 1 on the U.S. charts. 2001, The Great Depression. Platinum. Number 1 on the U.S. charts. 2003, the Grand Champ. September 16, 2003. Went platinum. It's DMX, man. I mean, hit after hit after hit.
And it's crazy, Sim, because I kid you not, me and my cousin were just talking about DMX maybe a month and a half ago or something around there, just talking about just who DMX was, the impact. Because, you know, me and him are really big Tupac fans, and we were just talking about how we felt like he was like kind of the next Pac, the way he rapped, the way he made you feel, the way his lyrics just made you feel the like you said, Sim, you felt every bar from DMX.
Yeah.
He put you where he was at the moment when he rhymed. And I'm not talking about him in the past tense because I believe in God and I believe that he will make it through this. But I mean, this man was unstoppable, and he was unstoppable, man. He during his music prime, he was unstoppable. I don't think that there's many artists in any music genre that can mess with DMX from those years, from 98 to about 05, 06. There's not that many artists of all time that can do what that man did.
Yeah, and let me tell you, you know, after Grand Champ, he had the Year of the Dog again, Undisputed, Redemption of the Beast. But what separated X from Pac for me, and no diss towards Tupac. I love Tupac too. But Tupac was an actor, and I don't mean an actor as far as being on the screen acting. You know, like, he was an actor through his music, and he used his music to talk about the struggles that we were going through, right? That kids were going through. That's what Tupac did. And yeah, Tupac lived through some stuff. There's no doubt about it. You know, from the time that he was young, from the time, you know, from the time that he was young to especially when he was popular. But what X told you, like, DMX was trying to exercise his demons, because you talk about someone living it. He lived it. He was dirty on the street, and I mean dirty on the street, for real. I'm not dissing Tupac, but that's what separated. That's what separated Pac from X to me, because, you know, Pac was at the Baltimore School of Acting, you know, and learned some of those things. X was just from the corner. You know what I mean? And really brought that energy that rawness to the music, that spirit, that soul to the music, because that's where he was from. And I mean, not that he went through these ranks. He was literally from there and stepped into the music business. You know what I mean? That's, so that was a difference between Pac and X to me, and that resonated with me. You know what I mean? That just resonated with me. No diss towards Pac at all.
Oh yeah, it definitely no diss towards Pac, because again, right, they both lived hard lives, and they both, they were both great rappers and everything. But Sim, just to talk about addiction, man, I mean, it hurts because, like you said, I thought the verses, when I seen him on the verses, he gained his weight back. I thought he was looking good. He was dancing. He was sweating. He was sweating hard as hell. But I was happy to see it, man, because he looked better. He looked better. I remember he did something for Kanye West too, when he was doing his church tour thing. He did something for him. I seen him in this, him and Swiss Beats, like you said, they were getting studio ready for his album. So I was thinking, man, DMX is. I was excited for the album, son. To be honest with you, I was ready, man. I'm like, he got Swiss back. He got a lot of artists that's gonna be on it. He's gonna pour a lot of the pain that he has. He hasn't, we haven't heard a new DMX song in a while, so it was gonna be exciting, man. And I thought a lot of these young kids could get a little taste of DMX. You know what I'm saying? And you know what, Sammy, just never know, man, because I mean, again, we all probably have family members that are, that been through that are currently or been on drugs, and it's tough, and it is very, very draining. And it's like, because you always have this hope for the people that we love the most, that I feel like they can kick it. I feel like they can do it. I feel like this is gonna be the last time. You know what? And it's hard, man. Addiction is very hard, man, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I'm praying for him, man, and I'm praying for anybody that's that is a drug addict, or family that's dealing with drug, because it's a lot, man.
Well, that's dealing with the disease of addiction. Let's say that anyone who's dealing with the disease of addiction. Josh, Savvy, anything that you want to add in here? I do want to open up the phone lines, though. If you want to call in, say your piece or whatever, give you, hopefully DMX is gonna pull through. But if you want to, just show your respects, give the man his flowers. Please call in 516-405-2246. Let the message go all the way through. Let it go all the way through, and we'll get to you. But Savvy.
Listen, I wanna go ahead and just be this guy. I want to put the music aside. I don't really give a shit about the music. Sorry, pardon my language. There was Earl Simmons before there was DMX. Earl Simmons had problems. Okay. Earl Simmons might not know who he is or what he matters to anybody outside of DMX. Okay? I want to say that. I want to say what I appreciate about Earl Simmons is he never stopped trying to get right. He never surrendered to his demons. For all intents and purposes, the story, because I'm young, right? I was in elementary probably during his heyday. My main experience with watching DMX was seeing him trying to right wrongs and get his life on the right course. And he never stopped doing that. It seemed like he was always on one side of the coin or the other, between struggling to free himself from a vice and struggling to redeem himself as a human being, as a man. And that's what I want to express appreciation and love for. The man has been fighting his entire life. He's a fighter. He's fighting right now. Okay. And I hope he wins. Because good Lord, he has been fighting his entire life, man. And like I said earlier, when the hell does a guy like that find relief?
Yeah.
I just would like to just quickly, add, great points by both Isaiah and Savvy. But too often, us as fans, as normal consumers, too often, and we talk about this in sports all the time, how fans sometimes, they go overboard with how they talk about that player, personally, his personal life. To be honest, we really don't know what these celebrities and all these athletes are really going through. They're human just like us. And I know we tend to, either put them on the highest pedestal there is, or bury them furthest into the ground. But I hope everyone out there who were DMX fans or who are DMX fans, honestly realize and understand that these people that we look up to, they're human just like us, and they go through normal everyday stuff. It doesn't matter how much money someone has. It doesn't matter how much success and fame that they have. That mental health is a big deal. Drug addiction is a big deal, and it can affect any one of us. And I just hope that everyone can, out of respect for DMX, can, understand that that there's a human element to everything. Life is limited. And we're only here for a certain amount of time. It's two things guaranteed in life: taxes and death. So, just prayers up for DMX. I hope you pull through, brother. God's gonna see you through.
Yeah, man, and thank you for that, Josh. And I want to send this. I want to flash this across the screen. If you or anyone you know are in need of help and you don't know where to go, please, you can call this national helpline, 1-800-662-HELP, for substance abuse and mental health services. If you or anyone that you know is in need of help dealing with the disease of addiction or has a mental health illness, please call and send this over to them. And guys, I think honestly, I think I had enough at this moment with this. You know what I mean? It's painful to lose someone like X. Not that he's lost yet, but he's close, and we don't want to lose him. He's a legend in our game, in this hip hop thing, man. Isaiah, I'll start with some last words with you, then I'll get around to everybody, and we'll head off.
I have the utmost faith in God, and I know DMX was a very, believer in God, and I'm just praying for him, son. I mean, we've lost so many people just last year alone, and you can't write the story of hip hop, not rap, hip hop, without DMX. I believe in God. I'm gonna pray after this show, because I prayed before the show. I'm gonna pray again, and please, if you guys, is there anybody, like Sim said, if you're an addict, please, or if you know somebody and you love them, click that link. It helps, and I pray for you too. I pray for these people that are battling with addiction, and people that are dealing with with the disease of addiction. So, God bless, and we're praying for you, DMX.
Yeah, Savvy.
I'm not well, I'm not gonna go there, but I'm just gonna say I believe in the human spirit. I believe in the will to live. I believe in the ongoing battle that some people gotta live with for their whole life, whether it's fair or unfair, whether it's destined or not destined, whether we have free will or you don't believe in free will. I believe in the strong desire to persevere. And I know he's got that because he's been doing that his entire life. I want to say hip hop, because Isaiah is right. You can't write the story of hip hop without DMX. I hope Earl Simmons gets well. And I hope that if and when he bounces back from this, he takes the personal time to find some kind of solace and peace. And if he's got to say F hip hop for that, you're never getting another album. I'm never doing anything related to my profile as DMX again. I will be glad, because this is about the person now. That's it. Stoop Kids, what's up?
Yeah. Josh?
Nothing. That's it.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, if you or anyone you know suffers from the disease of addiction and you need help, you're not sure where to go, there's a number that you can call. I'm going to leave this on the screen as we head off. And we're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Prayers up to DMX and his family. We're praying that he sees this thing through.